to look like a member of the Brown staff has quit the damn team. Now, guys, I'm here to tell you, this is not a good look. And you want to know what this tell me? The boat is sinking and people ain't going down with the Titanic. The Cleveland Browns is in disarray. When you start seeing members of the staff quitting, leaving, mind you guys, the season is still going on. Oh my goodness, this is
possibly be their answer for the Cleveland Browns franchise. Shedeur Sanders is a 5th round draft pick that haven't hit the field yet, but if somebody in that building knows Shedeur is that dude. I know Kevin Stefanski want to showcase Dillon Gabriel, but it haven't worked out yet. A Brown insider right now gonna tell you about Dillon Gabriel.
The Browns just blew up again, and the whole city can feel the shockwaves shaking the walls. Jimmy Haslam looks like a boss watching his entire operation fall apart right in front of him, and he can't hit the brakes fast enough. The locker room is tense, players are snapping at each other, and right in the center of all this noise is one name everyone keeps whispering like it's classified intel: Shedeur Sanders. The college star hasn't even taken a snap in Cleveland, and somehow he's become the lightning strike powering the newest meltdown in Berea. Something huge is brewing behind those closed doors. And this time it's not just Haslam's short fuse. Word is spreading about private conversations, heated calls, and the next shocking twist involving Shedeur Sanders that could flip the entire Browns story on its head. Fans are buzzing, insiders are sweating, and the pressure is building so fast you can almost hear the walls cracking under it. So here we go again.
Even, mind you guys, the season is still going on. Oh my goodness, this is looking very, very spooky. And not only this guy that left the whole NFL league, he left to go to baseball. And my goodness, guys, we got to dive into this one right now, man. I hope everybody's having a great night tonight. I know it is.
The Browns hit the self-destruct button like it's muscle memory. After all these years of drama, you'd think they'd finally run out of new ways to trip over their own feet, but somehow they managed to reinvent chaos like it's a team tradition. Haslam storming through the building like a CEO running on way too much caffeine, tossing people out of the operation like old files he doesn't want to store anymore. This isn't just messy, it's a full-scale explosion. When staff members start quitting in the middle of the season, it doesn't mean trouble. It means the ship has already tilted and the water is rushing in. Nobody walks out during the storm unless they've already spotted the iceberg, and Cleveland keeps pretending all of this is part of some long-term plan. The truth is, the Browns' ship isn't sinking. It's already at the ocean floor, and somehow they're pointing at the bubbles calling it progress. This is absolute Cleveland chaos, the kind fans know too well, and now things just got even wilder. The Browns' chief strategy officer grabbed his laptop, his coffee cup, whatever dignity he had left, and walked straight into a completely different sport: baseball. You have to be truly over the NFL grind to leave playbooks for batting averages. That's not a job switch. That's an escape route with witness protection energy all over it.
Get into the action. And the action of the matter is, before we listen to all this audio, is the Colorado Rockies are in deep conversation with Paul. What this mean, y'all? This mean Kevin and Andrew future ain't looking good. Nah, I don't think it's looking good, y'all. I think Kevin and Andrew future is looking very, very bad.
And now everyone's whispering the same name: Paul DePodesta. Word on the street is the Colorado Rockies want the Browns analytics mastermind, and people are pretending this is just another day at the office. Come on, nobody leaves an NFL team in the middle of the season unless the warning signs are flashing brighter than a stadium scoreboard. He didn't explore opportunities. He got out like someone who saw a countdown start on his screen and knew it was time to run. The moment this news dropped, panic spread through the Browns facility like someone pulled the emergency alarm. You can just picture Kevin Stefanski staring into space, like a student whose final group project leader bailed the day before the presentation. Andrew Berry is probably scrolling job boards at 2 a.m. looking for any role that doesn't require answering to Jimmy Haslam. And Haslam? He's pacing in front of the mirror like a stressed-out ruler, talking to himself as he tries to control a kingdom bursting into flames. You can practically hear him muttering, "We're gonna fix this team even if I have to fire every single person still standing." This isn't leadership. It's a meltdown in a blazer. At this point, it feels like Haslam might actually do it. Coaches, assistants, analysts, even the person handling the Gatorade cooler might want to keep their head on a swivel. No one is safe when the owner starts swinging that broom like it's some kind of weapon.
I heard him right. He's seen the writing on the wall because he's potentially finna get fired. Word on the street is that they finna clean house. That Jimmy Haslam is about to clean house, bro. Listen.
In the Ken Rosenthal report, he correctly attributes the idea that no one from the Browns media has been able to speak to DePodesta since March of 2022.
When the owner starts clearing house, nobody asks for explanations. You just update your resume in silence and hope your key card doesn't blink red the next morning. Kevin Stefanski is hanging on to his job like someone trying to grip a soaked football during a lightning storm, and the stress shows every time he tries to smile. His calm looks forced, his shoulders are tense, and he carries the energy of a guy whose lease ends in a week while his landlord suddenly stops responding. You know that awkward feeling when your manager ignores your messages but magically appears at your desk, just checking in? That's Stefanski's world right now. Coaching like every whistle might be his last. And the wildest part? In this entire storm, the name echoing through the hallways isn't Haslam or Barry, it's Shedeur Sanders. His name is floating through the building like the future of the franchise is already walking the corridors, even though he's not here yet. People are talking about him nonstop, wondering if he's the missing spark, the new headline waiting to blow up the league, the one player who could finally revive a city tired of heartbreak. Fans are imagining him in orange and brown, dropping dimes, snapping curses, and finally giving Cleveland something that feels like hope. But this is Cleveland, the land of strange plot twists. You can almost picture the franchise drafting Shedeur Sanders, sitting him on the bench, and then somehow blaming him for every problem in Northeast Ohio the moment things get tough. Meanwhile, Haslam is pacing around like he's running a motivational boot camp gone wrong.
Find out today that Shedeur Sanders will be the backup. He will be active on Saturday. On Sunday. How you feeling? Feeling good?
I feel fine. So Ken's take was that he'd be inactive, or he was fine with him being inactive.
I think he wanted him to be inactive.
He wanted him to be inactive. Why?
Now we're doing what the morning show does. I think this is what they said.
All the videos suggest that he looks good. The team is telling you now that he is fine and cleared. He should be active.
I still just don't believe that.
Now, personally, I don't really care one way or another if he's active or inactive, because I don't want his first start to be, or his first debut coming after
Does this coach inspire me? No? Fire him. Does this GM bring confidence? Next. Does this quarterback soothe my nerves? Absolutely not. The Browns aren't just a team right now. They're a self-help disaster with the owner swinging the reset button like a hammer. This franchise is trapped in a forever reboot. Every software update fails halfway through, and instead of fixing the hardware, they reload the same glitchy parts over and over again. And right in the middle of the storm sits Paul DePodesta, the most mysterious figure in Cleveland sports. The man has been collecting a paycheck for years, yet ask any die-hard fan and they'll swear he's basically a ghost. He never talks, never shows up, and every once in a while someone claims, Josh say he is in trouble. They spotted him at training camp, but no one ever has proof. Then out of nowhere, gone. Off to baseball like he packed the car in the middle of the night and didn't leave a note. That's not a career switch. That's a full-on escape with don't forward my mail energy. The fact that nobody in the media has spoken to him since 2022 makes it even crazier. 2 years without a single public word? That's not low profile. That's suspicious. That's like finding out your accountant dipped to another state and didn't tell you where he left your financial files. So when DePodesta bolts for the Rockies, let's not pretend it's a coincidence. It's pure survival mode.
He did say that Shedeur Sanders is quarterback 2. He's the backup for Sunday's game. But he also alluded to expecting some inclement weather in New York. So what does that do for Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel? Now, we saw what Dylan Gabriel did in Miami when the inclement weather hit. They dinked and dunked and ran the ball. And they had to take him out in the red zone and put Quinshon Judkins in there to run the Wildcat. So does this play a factor in what Dylan Gabriel is going to be capable of doing? Because, Shedeur Sanders can play in the rain. We saw him against Baylor, scrolling left, throwing back across his body to the right, hitting LaJonte Wester in the end zone to tie the game up and send it into overtime. And he did that all in the rain.
Picture him closing his laptop, whispering to himself, yeah, I know where this is going. I refuse to get caught in this mess. Then rolling his suitcase out the back door before anyone can say his name. He didn't resign. He escaped the Brown circus like someone who read the script for next season and said absolutely not. Meanwhile, Haslam is storming around the facility talking about culture, leadership, and accountability, while half the staff is quietly sending out their resumes between meetings. This isn't a football operation. It's a scramble to the lifeboats, and everyone knows it. Haslam's energy right now feels like a parent checking the credit card bill and realizing someone bought a dozen mystery subscriptions at 2 a.m. He's frustrated, he's impatient, and he's ready to tear the whole building down again if it means feeling like he's in control. But let's be honest, this isn't unusual for Cleveland.
Like 60 years in the real world. It's not an exaggeration, right? So they went 3-14 last year, and the offense they're trotting out this year is even worse. Like, to me, there's a mountain of evidence that says it's just time to move on. And people don't want that, and it's not easy for the next guy. And when the next guy does come, it's easy to tear it down. It's not easy to build it back up. We've seen that time and time and time again, right? But like, they went all in on last year and this year, and they're failing. They're not losing because there's 12 starters on IR. They're not losing because their team.
This is the cycle. Every few years, the Browns break everything apart, fire a huge chunk of the staff, and stand in front of cameras promising fans. This time, it's different. The Browns keep treating dysfunction like it's part of the franchise identity, like they signed it into a long-term extension. And then there are the fans, the loyal ones, the ones who keep hanging on like hope is their lifeline. Every offseason turns into a giant therapy session filled with new promises, new schemes, new systems, and the same speeches about change. And for a moment, it all sounds exciting. But once week 3 rolls around, everyone's right back to yelling at their screens, wondering why the same mistakes keep looping like the world's most predictable rerun. Now that the front office looks like a carnival ride spinning out of control, the fans aren't even mad anymore. They're numb. They're bracing for impact like people who already know the end of the movie but still buy popcorn just to feel something.
60-yard field goals at the buzzer. They are consistently putting out an offense that has no chance, right? And they didn't address wide receiver in the draft, and they didn't address O-line in the draft, and they drafted Dylan Gabriel in the top 100 and said he's going to give it a shot, and he has no shot.
Shedeur Sanders should be back, if not this week soon, but he should be back. But the big thing here with the Cleveland Browns is that DeBattis is gone. They're about to clean some house. Stefanski better count his...
And somewhere out there, Shedeur Sanders is probably watching all this from afar, thinking, maybe staying at Colorado a little longer doesn't sound too bad. From a distance, Cleveland looks like opportunity, but up close, it's like volunteering to repair a roller coaster while it's still flying around the track at full speed. Let's be real. Haslam's anger isn't just about one executive walking away. This is years of frustration bubbling over like a shaken soda can. He's poured millions into coaches, strategies, new ideas, and somehow the Browns still keep tripping over their own shoelaces. Now he's snapping, ready to make the kind of big emotional moves only billionaires can make, and he'll dress them up as strategic restructuring to make it sound clean. You can already feel it. This offseason is about to get chaotic. We're about to get hit with another round of press conferences stuffed with phrases like new direction, accountability, and organizational culture, until fans' eyes glaze over like they've already skipped to next season. It'll be all smiles and polished speeches for the cameras. While behind the scenes, Haslam is pacing like someone watching his billion-dollar investment turn into a live-action drama. No script, just tension. But honestly, can anybody really blame him at this point?
They know that Dylan Gabriel ain't it. They know that he is just going to throw the short ball and that they got to run it all game long.
I know exactly what the coach is trying to do. He's trying to do a good job of making sure that he brings this quarterback along slowly. They're leaning on the run game, and they're obviously giving him a chance to get the ball out quick.
Everybody's sick of Dylan Gabriel not being able to chuck the ball downfield, limiting the offense. Stefanski doesn't have an answer to the media. Nobody else has an answer to them.
Watching the Browns run themselves is like watching a toddler try to juggle fireworks. You can't tell if you should laugh, panic, or just walk away before something explodes. The chaos isn't controlled. It spreads like wildfire. And here's the wild part. People aren't even waiting to be fired anymore. Staff members are running for the exit before the axe can fall. That's how tense it's become inside Berea. When your top strategist decides the Colorado Rockies are a better option, that's not a career move. That's someone begging for a peaceful life. That's the equivalent of saying, you know what? I'd rather spend my days working for a baseball team that's been rebuilding since the Bush administration than survive one more Monday meeting with Jimmy Haslam. And everyone knows what comes next. Haslam's version of spring cleaning never stops at one person. When he gets into cleaning mode, it becomes an avalanche. First, the analytics guy, then the coach, then the GM. And if the mascot blinks at the wrong moment, he might be next. Once Haslam feels the itch to restructure, nobody is safe. The Browns aren't rebuilding. They're rebooting on an endless loop, and this season's wave of chaos is just warming up. Even the janitor is probably nervous, wondering if sweeping the wrong hallway could get him escorted out of the building. That tension inside the facility is thick enough to cut with a helmet visor. And Kevin Stefanski, The man looks like he knows the timer is ticking. He's coaching with the energy of someone who's already mentally packed a suitcase and picked out a quiet house in Oregon. Every play call feels like a breakup letter, and every quarterback rotation feels like someone flipping channels just to distract themselves before the inevitable ending. You can practically read the thought behind his eyes.
Lose. They dropped to 2-7 on the season, playoffs division completely out of the picture. That some veterans might be starting to turn their attention to Cancun and off-season plans as opposed to the final 8 games of the season.
I think that if they lose this game and it doesn't go well for them, all those little ancillary pieces that have been put aside, or those veteran players, as you mentioned, Mikey, maybe start to think about 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Oh, you want to fire me? Fine. If Stefanski's going down, he's clearly thinking he's not going alone. And that quiet little smirk says everything. It's that silent rebellion energy, the kind that doesn't need words, just a tired nod and a let's see what happens next. And sitting right behind all of it is the one subplot Cleveland cannot escape: Shedeur Sanders. The internet won't stop saying his name. Every single time the Browns collapse, someone drags Shedeur Sanders back into the conversation like he's a chosen quarterback, sent from the football heavens. Maybe he is the future. Maybe he's the spark everybody keeps dreaming about. Or maybe Cleveland is just desperate enough to cling to any lifeline that looks good on a highlight reel. Still, you gotta admit, there's something poetic about it. The team is falling apart from the inside, yet fans are imagining some dramatic Sanders-style rescue like he's the final chapter in a sports movie. When your franchise looks like it's sinking fast, the idea of a lifeboat with a Heisman smile feels like the kind of miracle fans hold on to with both hands. Fans aren't just hoping anymore, they're manifesting like experts. But don't get fooled. This isn't just another bad stretch, not with everything unraveling at once. This feels like the start of something huge, the kind of quiet before the storm that usually ends with a full franchise detonation.
I wonder why they would draft a guy to be in the quarterback room right after they drafted him. So, I mean, looking over your shoulder a little bit, and then the media, of course, glorifies, of course, the Shedeur draft pick, and his status in the national spotlight stuff. I mean, all that. It's got to be hard on Dylan, and then Shedeur's got to go prove himself too, because they're not paying him as much. He was a guy that maybe should have been drafted early, and people didn't want to jump in there on him. So, I mean, it's tough for both of them.
Cleveland looks like it's bracing for another reset. New leaders, new direction, and the same heartbreak waiting around the corner like always. And Haslam? He's not even pretending to stay calm anymore. The word around town is he's done with the excuses, done with the next year we'll fix it speeches, done watching other AFC teams celebrate while his own squad keeps trending for every wrong reason imaginable. He's furious. And when Haslam gets to that level, no one in the building is safe. The tension inside Berea has to feel electric, the type that makes everyone walk around like they're wearing invisible about to be replaced signs taped to their backs. The Browns have officially entered their favorite part of the cycle: hype, hope, heartbreak, and house cleaning. Then repeating the process like it's tradition. And honestly, you almost have to respect how consistently they pull it off. No team in the league can self-destruct with this much precision. It's practically a Cleveland art piece at this point. Other teams rebuild. Cleveland reincarnates. Every few years they rise again with new faces, new slogans, and big promises about the next era of change, only to fall right back into the same chaos they claimed to escape before. It's deja vu wrapped in shoulder pads. And here we go again. Executives running for the exit, coaches sweating through microphones, and Haslam pacing through the facility like a volcano in custom shoes. Meanwhile,
it would be a very frustrating situation for this team.
But big news right now: Shedeur Sanders back at practice, and we got the clips. We got practice clips here on Shedeur Sanders, seeing how his back is looking, and it's a small sample, but as you can see, we're back out there. We're moving around. We're at practice. Here you get a better look.
Floating above all the mayhem like a legend told in locker rooms is Shedeur Sanders. His name is everywhere, once again hovering like a mythical solution to Cleveland's never-ending curse. Somewhere out there, a true Browns fan is gripping an old jersey whispering, maybe this time, because that's what Cleveland does. Hope fueled by caffeine, heartbreak, and pure stubborn loyalty. At this point, the Browns don't even need a new playbook. They need a full cleanse. Forget analytics. Call in someone who can clear out whatever bad energy keeps replaying this same story every year. Something in that building needs to change on a deeper level. Still, you gotta give Haslam one thing. The man is passionate. When things start shaking, he doesn't sit quietly like a calm CEO. He erupts. It's full meltdown mode in a high-end suit. He's tired of mediocrity, tired of paying huge checks for disappointing seasons, tired of watching a billion-dollar operation run like a group project with no leader. So yes, Haslam is officially in rampage mode. He's sweeping through the organization like he's trying to erase a decade of pain in one afternoon. Whispers are flying down the hallways, and deep inside, everybody knows what's next. More firings, more resignations, more late-night mutual decisions wrapped in polished PR statements. That's what this city does better than anyone. Crash in spectacular fashion. Rise again with dramatic flair and believe with the kind of reckless optimism only Cleveland could pull off. It's beautiful.
To 11-on-11 session, apparently, and they've got the first-team defense out there. But it's the second-team offense going against the first team. And who's leading the second-team offense? It's Shedeur Sanders. So Shedeur Sanders is taking reps, and this is what we've been asking for forever. He's taking reps against the first-team defense. And by all accounts, Kid held his own. And you got to remember when we're talking about this, I'm not saying that Shedeur Sanders took first-team reps. He did not. He took second-team reps against the first-team defense. He's playing with the second string.
Tragic and completely on brand for this fan base. You can almost hear the whole city whisper that familiar line, maybe next season. Like a prayer they keep sending up, even though it rarely gets answered. And don't get it twisted. This isn't the end of the chaos, not even close. This is just the intermission before the next explosive chapter. The Browns saga feels like one of those reality shows you swear you'll stop watching, but you never do because the drama keeps dragging you back in. Haslam is raging through the boardroom like a storm in a suit. Stefanski is coaching like someone who already packed his boxes and labeled them new beginnings. And somewhere in Berea, Shedeur Sanders is probably watching the madness with a quiet smirk that says, "This is exactly why I stayed in college first." Meanwhile, poor Andrew Berry is out here refreshing job boards like he's waiting for some surprise reward to drop out of the sky. He knows the timer is running, and the front office is about to turn into a revolving door spinning in the middle of a hurricane. This isn't just chaos, it's premium, high-budget chaos. And the funniest part? Jimmy Haslam still thinks he's being subtle about all of this, but subtlety and Haslam have never belonged in the same sentence. He looks ready to fire anyone who glances at a clipboard with the wrong expression. Nobody is safe. Not the assistants, not the analysts, not even the poor water boy who just wants to refill bottles and stay out of the blast radius. Haslam is full rampage right now, and the whole city can see it. The optics are wild. Fans are watching resignations roll in and bracing for impact. The media is crafting theories like they're writing movie scripts, and Haslam is pacing with pure billionaire frustration, polishing that fire like it's a championship trophy he never actually got to lift. Cleveland doesn't do slow meltdowns. It goes straight into full ignition mode every time. And right in the center of the blaze is the same name echoing through every hallway, every live stream, every fan discussion. Shedeur Sanders. People keep talking about him like he's some secret switch that could magically turn the Browns from a disaster zone into a playoff team overnight. But here's the reality. Nothing happens overnight in Cleveland football. Not success, not stability, definitely not miracles. This is the city where hope sells tickets and chaos keeps the storylines alive. You can picture the locker room right now. Coaches whispering nervously, players keeping their eyes down, staff members walking carefully like the floor might collapse under them, and Haslam pacing like he just discovered the entire season was a group project where he got zero credit. Stefanski is probably tossing play sheets down the tunnel just to feel something again, and somewhere out there, Shedeur Sanders is watching all of it like he's studying for the ultimate plot twist. He's preparing. Whether it's to swoop in someday and give Cleveland the story it's been waiting for, or to use all this chaos as material for his own future redemption arc. The Browns are officially in full-blown chaos mode. Staff panicking, the owner erupting, and Shedeur Sanders hovering in the background like the unexpected twist in a sports drama that somehow feels a little too real. The only guarantee right now is simple. Cleveland's mess is about to get even messier, and every second of it is unfolding right in front of us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more wild updates, and we'll see you on the next one.